Welcome back to my Garden Warfare 3 story. This takes place right where I left off from the last part, so you may want to see it for full context. I hope you enjoy the video. After getting rescued, you're dropped off at Dave Manor. You might be wondering,
hey, I thought you said that you'd be using the backyard battleground as a hub.
And yes, I am. The old backyard was unfortunately overrun by the zombies, and Dave and the plants had to abandon ship. When they left, the zombies followed, creating a newer, fresher battlefield for their stalemate of epic proportions to take place in. Dave Manor, situated in the outskirts of Neighborville, acts as one of the few remaining safe havens for the plants to reside in. Instead of those annoying launch pads, there will be a mountain path leading down to Giddy Park, but that won't be where the fighting takes place. Due to Zomboss' time travel, he retroactively moved his base of operations to be put into a more strategic position, out of the way of the amusement park. Now, a new backyard battleground is formed between the two bases, and Giddy Park was left behind. You'll see soon enough what I'm doing with it, though. Dave Manor itself will be given the new functionality of you actually being able to go inside and explore. You'll have plenty of space for you to set up your backyard items, and be filled with several large rooms. In fact, the mansion itself is large enough to be its own Team Vanquish map. It goes without saying that Zomboss HQ will be the zombie equivalent to this. Back on topic, you'll be introduced to the manor and the backyard, and afterwards be assigned to everyone's favorite war criminal within the franchise, Exposition Al. Living up to her name, she unloads all sorts of exposition onto you with the basic functions of all the items in the backyard, like the changing booth, sticker shop, and battleground. She loans you 200,000 coins that you're obligated to spend on 2 phenomenal character packs as part of the tutorial, and she disappears. From there, you are free to explore the manor, or jump right into multiplayer. Something fun that you can do in the future is return to Al after at least a week of real-world time to pay her back the 200,000 coins she loaned to you. In doing so, you unlock Battle for Neighborville's pedal propeller ability for the cactus, and unlock Al as an NPC that you can invite to your backyard. After a little bit of exploration, you'll be able to find Major Sweetie, a complete nobody within the franchise, I guarantee it! Major Sweetie is a sunflower very high up in the ranks, and she handles the new recruits for the war. Sweetie gives you your first assignment to go to the target range and destroy 20 targets without crossing the line. If you decide to return to Major Sweetie after breaking all the targets, she decides that you're ready to go out and make a difference in the world. If not, the zombies can at least make a change in their diet and enjoy a nice salad instead. It's a win-win! She decides that your first assignment is to track down Agents Corn, Citron, and Rose within the Neighborville outskirts. They are among the top L.E.A.F agents, so losing them costs the plants a large portion of their already small controlled territory. You have the option to ask if they are turned into salad, but a recently received SOS message allowed for the plants to keep hope alive and organize a rescue mission. I specifically chose the new Garden Warfare 2 classes to be the captured agents for you to rescue, because until you do so, you'll only have access to the Garden Warfare 1 classes as playable characters. This is my way to force players to do at least a bit of the story, because so many people neglect that aspect of the game, play multiplayer, and act as if the story never existed. Don't worry though, unlocking the main classes won't be too much of a chore, but you'll be able to play enough to hopefully be invested in the story and want to continue with the game, even when you have gotten what you came for. For my Garden Warfare 3, I'd like to mention how you get around the maps. In Battle for Neighborville, you always board some sort of vehicle to fly you to your destination. While there's nothing really wrong with that, it isolates the hub from the PvE regions, making the world ironically feel smaller as a result. Garden Warfare 2's backyard is better at this. Because you can explore so much of it, it makes the scope so much grander. In order to add on to this, the PvE regions will be accessed through direct loading zones attached to the exits on the bases. You'll even be able to see where you're going if you look into the distance, to sell the idea that you're nestled in a big, interconnected city. By taking the left exit of Dave Manor, you'll find a trail that leads to Giddy Park and the Neighborville outskirts. You are told to descend the mountain and investigate for any potential clues. Giddy Park used to be Neighborville's most famous tourist attraction, but since the zombies have invaded, the once lively amusement park bustling with people has fallen silent, unless you account for the groans of zombies sprawling around. When you get there, Major Sweetie gives you a device to locate where the L.E.A.F agents have been heard from last. It is your task to navigate the abandoned theme park and find the signal. Major Sweetie will follow you and fight zombies you encounter along the way as a CPU. There will be a small sun symbol on the device, and will get brighter as you get closer to your destination. As you progress, you'll fight bunches of browncoats, coneheads, bucketheads, and foot soldiers along the way. When you reach your destination, you'll see a standard carnival booth, but the radar seems to be pointing towards it. When you interact with it, it will ask you for the code word. The correct answer is brains. In order to answer it, the game will provide a dialogue box with about a dozen options. For each failed attempt, 4 bucketheads will rise out of the ground for you to deal with. Once you have the right answer, the carnival booth will disassemble and reveal a staircase going into the ground. When you go down the stairs, you'll be greeted with a pre-recorded message from Dr. Zomboss himself, giving you some insight on the situation at hand. You are informed that this is one of many hideouts in Neighborville. Near the end of the video, Zomboss explains that you'll be an important member of Project Hot Tub. There is no elaboration regarding the plan. The video ends and the door opens, allowing you to advance further into the hideout. When you go into the hallway, Major Sweetie points out that the place is littered with security cameras. If you get caught by any of the cameras, the emergency doors will shut and you'll be in a lot tougher of a situation. If that happens, you'll have to destroy the doors, with each of them having about 500 health, and they'll be attacked by a squadron of various soldiers. Once you make it to the end of the hall, you'll find a room labeled Prisoners. Don't tell the pesky plants. Sweetie looks inside the window and points out that a Giga Gargantuar has a big golden key around his neck. Unfortunately, he turns around and spots you.
Who dis? Is plants? Me thought security system foolproof. Me crush plants. Me hungry for salad. Get them!
At that moment, you'll be faced with 5 foot soldiers and the Gargantuar. Fighting them is no different than how you usually would, although every 30 seconds, the sewer pipes will start to rattle and empty out sludge, only to have more zombies hidden in it and start attacking you. After defeating them, the Gargantuar will drop his key, and you're free to enter the prison room. You free the agents, but the reunion is cut short as lockdown begins. Now armed with your team of a Rose, Citron, Kernel Corn, and Sunflower, you should have no problem plowing through the zombie forces in your escape. Agent Corn says that it is of utmost importance that we retrieve as many clues as possible before getting out, as there's no doubt that Zomboss himself knows of your presence. You'll be tasked with searching as many rooms as you can, as well as making it out of the hideout alive in 2 minutes, otherwise the self-destruct sequence will incinerate you. The most rooms you have access to is 15, and in each room you can find one piece of the plan. You'll need to collect at least 8 clues in order to succeed, because if you try leaving without the sufficient amount, the L.E.A.F agents will say that there isn't enough information and you'll need to keep going. Once you get out of the hideout, it will explode in a comical fashion, sending zombies flying into the horizon. You regroup and share knowledge of the plan. Unfortunately, not everything is there, and what you're left with is crude zombie handwriting about some interdimensional brain heist. Whatever that meant, it probably wasn't very good. The quest will then end, and you'll get 5,000 coins, along with unlocking the 3 Garden Warfare 2 plant classes, as well as the 3 agents becoming backyard NPCs. Now you have to figure out what that plan means. Thank you for watching. The first part of the story series has gotten a bunch of support, and I appreciate you all very much for that. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you later.